Hello. Microphone was muted. I don't know what I'm doing. How is this my job? I don't know. Oh, my wheel's not even on my rig. I do. Oh shit! I can't reach my wheel. Well, Formula wheels on the rim. Rig. On the rig. Hello. Hello, Charlie Locker Racing. Toe tip. Hello. Oh god, gotta get out of the ring again now. There we go, put that a bit closer. I'll grab this whilst I'm here. Welcome to morning rig yoga. What on earth? Enjoy my bottom. There we go. Hello, James Andrew. Jules. Hello. Hello. What are we doing here? Getting out the sim rig grunt. I'm creating a server. Anyone want to join? James Andrew, what a stupid question. Why are you here? To suffer. Silly question. And stretch. Arms in the air. Bend over. And herniated disc. Wonder if anyone will join this. If no one joins this, we'll just go and play Iracing. Goodbye, Automobilista 2. Hello, Iracing. My eyes are never open. I look like a Nintendo Mii character that's poorly rendered. Lobby name. Game of muscle. We need capital letters. Oh, it's always a disappointment. That's what we're here for. Password is T. GT4 cars. I might try the McLaren for a change. I wonder if this will work. Hello, artist Matthew Harvey. Doing the Alton Park warm-up. Alton Park spelled with an A, right? Or was it with an O? O. I don't know why I think Alton Park. Hello. Matt Lodge. We got the Australians in here. Look at this, we've got like 50 people watching at 9 in the morning. You guys have no life. I mean, I'm the one sat here driving at this time in the morning. My excuse is... I don't have one. I don't have an excuse. Alton Tap, that's it. That's what it's from. See, you're cleverer than me. Jodie Baldwin. Jodie Baldwin. Jodie Baldwin. Jodie Baldwin. Jodie Baldwin playing his Sims. Jodie Baldwin, sexy, sexy man. Jodie Baldwin shaving his beard. Jodie Baldwin shaved off his face. Jodie Baldwin in the traffic jam. Jodie Baldwin eating toast and jam. Jodie Baldwin in the plane. Jodie Baldwin, he likes to complain. Jodie Baldwin.
Jodie Baldwin. Jodie Baldwin.
Yeah, Jodie Baldwin. I don't know. to answer your question there. I don't know. I don't know about on throttle grip. I see what you're saying. Yeah, the cars hook up. Actually, that is quite. That might arguably that's quite a realistic characteristic. So I wouldn't know. I'd say that's an enjoyable thing. I enjoy that, so I don't care. It's nice. I like that. I wouldn't know if it's realistic or not, but it's fun. So hello. Evil Hines. Right, what are we doing here? What have we got here? Start time 5. Yeah, we'll do. No, I just woke up. Ivan B, hello. Well, England did not deserve to win that football match. England won with a home goal and an illegal and a free kick that wasn't fair. Talking about the football there. No one's going to join, are they? It's too early in the morning. No, well, I'm just going to do this by myself. I don't mind. Just drive around in circles. I've got nothing better to do. What do we do here? Auto start engine. Am I enjoying Ams2? It's alright. I never didn't not enjoy it. I made one video saying 3 things wrong with it, and then loads of people assumed that that's me saying that the whole thing's terrible. Well, hello. Subscribers, welcome along. Leonardo
Panato.
Starlex, hello. Ajubu GT, hello. Hello, Jack Harrison. But there's lots of Sims to play, you know. You might as well try it out if you got it. So it's always good just trying stuff out. Yeah, if you want to join us, search for Gamer Muscle. Password is T. Is a Stream Deck worth buying?
Glue 005.
No, don't get one, mate. Terrible. Ever since I've got one, my voice has started to change, and I've echoes, and I start singing more. So I wouldn't get one. Get a Stream Deck Mini's really good. They are good. Yeah. I don't think Steve likes his too much. Super GT Steve. I don't think he gets on with it too well. Steve's too polite. I asked him, I was like, do you like the Stream Deck? And he's like, I think he hates it. But I think Paul Smith really likes it. I really like I think if you mostly stream on PC, because I think if you're a console peasant, maybe less so because the way the channels operate on it. But because the real utility of the Stream Deck, the Mini, and it's not Stream Deck, Go XLR. You're talking about Stream Deck, I'm talking about Go XLR. I'm having a different conversation here. Don't worry about that. I'll get around to your Stream Deck comment. I'm talking about Go XLR. Might as well finish this conversation. Go XLR's great. Oh, Jesus Christ. That was a dyslexia moment there.
Dyslexia moment.
I'm talking about Go XLR. If Go XLR is great if you're on PC, but if you're just on console, it's maybe not so great. It's more like a USB multiple PC channel mixer to another computer. It's great. As for the Stream Deck,
yes,
I would get a Stream Deck. I would definitely get a Stream Deck. I've got 2 of them. They are overpriced for what they are. but they work. So it's one of those like business things where you pay because of the functionality rather than the objective cost. As a button box for driving and flight sims, if you do, maybe better for flight sims than driving sims. So the thing with the button box on driving sims is normally a lot of people wear gloves, but also with driving sims you're not looking at it at all. You want to be able to push stuff without looking at it. And the Stream Deck, you kind of do have to look at it, and the buttons are quite close together, so it will work. But you might, to be honest, if you're just going to use it with driving sims, you might as well just get a number pad and use that, because in a driving sim you're always going to have the same buttons in the same position. Where you might use a Stream Deck as a button box is if you play driving and flight sims, and then you can obviously have different buttons for different things. Also, flight sims, you're not in a rush in a flight sim, so you know, it's a lot better for flight sim button box because different planes as well. Whereas cars all have the same settings. It'd be like with a car, you'd be like brake bias, view, tow in, you know, ARB front and rear with sims that have that as an option. You know, so. Yeah, that's my answer to that question. I hope you enjoyed it.
Thank you for asking. Random call sign. How's it going?
Are we still meeting on Friday, Random? Are you coming over on Friday? Are we getting piri piri chicken all over our lips? But is your wife coming as well for some piri piri chicken? It's the piri piri chicken channel. I only want to see your wife. I don't want to see you. Random call sign's wife's always flirting with me on the telephone. Don't think he realises. She calls me up every evening. She calls me up and she goes, "Why can't Random call sign be more like you? I wish he had less hair. I wish he was more like you. I regret having a child with Random call sign. I wish I'd married a British man. You British people appreciate piri piri chicken more." True story, that. Oh, my wheel. Okay, my wheel's slightly off. Hello, Kim. How's it going? The hood on this car is weird. Well, weird. Whoa! Okay. Oh no. What's my profiles? She's a loose sandwich. Hello. Oh God. She's a pokey pickle. Don't watch Random call signs videos, they're bad for your health. Slow down there. Why's my frame rate stuttered? Might have to alt tab back in and out. Bloody hell. Yeah, that ratio's alright. Yeah, I might go on it again later. I got my old frame rate stutters going on here. The fix to this is sometimes to Alt-Tab out. Alt-Tab back in, Alt-Tab out. Sometimes it's just to restart. We'll see. Is handling more hardcore? What does that mean, man? Omar Bull 47. I haven't put. Have I put VSync on? Oh, you can't change video settings when you're in the session. Oh, we'll just go with it. I think I might have accidentally put VSync on here. Hello, Ermin. That trophy's called the "You Have No Life" trophy. It's called the "You Should Really Be Making Videos because you get more subscribers, more ad revenue, and it makes your channel better. But instead, because you are self-defeatist, you do live streams." You lazy bastard. That's a trophy I get. I quite enjoy live streaming though. I like stuff that's very stupid. I like the immediate attention as well. I'm an attention whore. 5 people watching, I'm happy. That's enough for me. I'm like a toddler at a daycare centre. Watch me stack my blocks. Oh, look at me! I've stacked my blocks. Clap for him. I've not moved on from that. Hey Guy, I'm alright, thanks. I like the name Guy because it, you know, it's a nice name. Makes me think of like a 1930s sort of. He's a guy, you boob. I see. And the Hindenburg is on fire. I'm Guy. Guy Johnson reporting live from the scene, see? Oh no! The humanity! There's bodies falling from the sky! Guy Johnson, over. See, you boob? You crook? Swindled? We get to make videos that are organically promoted? What's that? Very few cars feel decent. Yeah, the best thing about Automobilista 2 is if you say anything negative about it, the fanboys go absolutely mental. It's like the most efficient way of trolling people on the internet. Say something negative about Ams2. Ams2 fanboys are like their own little special group of people. They're like football hooligans. You like say one negative thing and before you know it, every car on the street is upside down. Is it coming home? No, because as someone pointed out to me yesterday, it can't come home if you've never actually had it home. And England has never won the Euros, therefore it's coming home. Doesn't make much sense as a saying. But then again, footballers are not the brightest of people. As you will know very quickly if you listen to the commentary of the Euros. So, the key of this game is for the team to really take advantage of the moment and win the game. The commentary's so bad on football. I feel like I'm actively losing brain cells when I watch football commentary. I can actually feel the intellect. What little intellect is there leaving my body. The more you watch football, like... You literally feel your soul being removed. Well, you know, I like listening. I like hearing the ball being hit. Well, this is what I don't understand. If you guys watch football from the 90s, here we go, reminiscent muscle. Jesus Christ! Oh, come on, bloody hell. Well, at least the gravel works like gravel in this sim. That's nice. Watch football from the 90s. They had mics on the pitch, and you could hear the players more clearly, and you could hear the sound of the football being kicked, ASMR style. It was a lot better in the past. Congratulations on the win. What? I didn't play. What win? Why are you congratulating me for something that's nothing to do with me? I never understood that with football. Adralis, I know you were just being polite though. I appreciate the attempt to be polite there. That was just you being nice, and I threw it back in your face. That's what I'm here for. I was not very English of me to national. I don't have any national pride. The most English people are the most least nationalistic, hating of national pride people, as far as I'm concerned. Nothing. There's no pride in being English. But to answer your question, I have a Reverb G2 with an RTX 2080 at i9. Oh my god, ACC struggle. Yeah, that's because it's Unreal Engine. It's just how it is. Unless they add DLSS or something, it's going to be like that. You could or you reduce your settings and stuff. Thank you for subscribing, Fringe Gooter. I know. I forget. I often forget my manners. Next year, you need to make a thumbnail for the 4th of July. Jesus. I just wanted to know if handling is improved. Is it more realistic like Assetto Corsa? It's different. Aspects of it are realistic, and then aspects of it are totally mental. You know, some components of it are are like really nice. Yeah, I'd imagine Kunos are probably focusing more on whatever else they're working on. They changed the head movement in this. Seems to be something with the camera. Didn't seem as smooth as before. Have I put you in the naughty corner? There are no naughty corners. You have your engine sound turned out. Oh, I'll turn it up, there you go. Just for you. Oh. Stuck over the limit. Still have USA circuits. Just got to get on poll here. If you want to join, server's called Gamer Muscle. Password is T. Is Ams2 even a sim? Oh, it's got real world tracks that are laser scanned in it. Some aspects of the physics are really realistic. Some aspects not so much. You know, you could use it. You could use it as a training tool if you wanted to. The other thing to remember with Ams2 is it's nothing like Project Cars 2. Even though in many ways it is, but it isn't. Oh, I need to make a video about AC2. That's good. I need to get my free views from saying sensible stuff that people like to hear. AC2 video. That's like a 25,000 view video for saying something pointless. welcome to YouTube apathy. The Voltavava. Sam Moran guitar, AMS2. Yeah, well, you know. Oh, I love how angry everyone is today. ACC's hopeless. Yeah, you need a faster computer. I did, Thomas. Yes, how you doing? Did you walk the dog already? ACC is Chad. People who are against it can't run it. ACC has terrible force feedback and boring driving cars. I don't know. I think the simplicity of ACC and the fact that it's GT3 has led to, and the fact that it's cross-platform has led to its somewhat popularity. Raw Muck Grip Helmet. Myself. Higelis, top 3 there. Good one. You walk the dog, got attacked by a bulldog. Ah. You should get one of those net things. Bring a rocket launcher with you. That way, if you shoot someone else's dog, there's no evidence that you shot it because it's blown up into a vapor. Combat Santa. It's hard to say. So the thing with Unreal Engine is the reason developers pick it is because it's a cross-platform game engine. The screenshots look nice, so there's not, and also it's got day, night, and what have you, and it's industry known. So when you employ staff for your game company, they're going to know how to use it generally. Especially the artists can do a lot of stuff that would otherwise they wouldn't be able to. So there's a lot of reasons to use Unreal Engine. And also in the long run. Said good boy to him whilst he was chewing on your dog. Wow. Right, here we go. Oh, nice cup of coffee here. Good morning, everybody that's joined us. If you want to click the like button, that is on the screen. Do I give you guys a wheel? There it is. I need to get some more RAM in my PC. If you had R Factor 2 physics in the AMS2 graphics engine and package, that'd be quite nice. Or even like R Factor 2 physics in Iracing, would be nice. Yeah, Captain Condescending. It's the thing with all game engines. It depends on your project, it depends how ambitious your project is, it depends how you actually set things up. Unreal Engine is definitely marketed as like a silver bullet. It always has been. Back when I was doing game development, it was like a trendy thing to be like, to use the Unreal 2003 engine. you know, and it'd be marketed as being like some like amazing wow, your game development will be cheaper, more streamlined, you won't need as many staff, and then there'd be like problem after problem after problem. The developers would just have like loads of like really bad issues. To be fair, but this was like back in like 2006, 2007. All game engines. I mean, any software project has loads of issues, and unless you've got like insane core programmers that really not only produce like a good software from a sort of out, like looks good, but they also produce something that works good. But it's entirely down to the programmers being shit hot and also how much time they have to do that. So yeah, well, I Captain Condescending, I think for the I don't think Kunos ever thought that Unreal Engine would be easy, in fairness, but yeah, that is a mistake a lot of people do make with Unreal. Depends on your project though. I think if you're making, so when it comes to game engines, typically they will always perform best in like what that engine has predominantly ever been used for. So if you're making like a third person style, I don't know, maybe like Gears of War type game, or you know what I mean, third person combat game, third person platformer, third person adventure, Unreal Engine is really well suited to that. Or even like a room based FPS, as long as you don't try and go crazy with stuff. It just depends how far away you go from what the initial main use of an engine is. But ultimately, you know, if you've got shit hot programmers, you can make anything work. So. Well, all game engines are always outdated. It doesn't quite work like that. I did a degree, did a game degree, like games art. I've done stuff with programmers in the past. I did some game industry stuff. I've worked with programmers, so I'm reasonably familiar with independent game development stuff, but only on like a noob level. Never made lots of money out of it. Oh, come on. I was slow out of that. I was slow out of the corner and he just drove into me. It happens. It was a very safe rejoin. Well, graphics are like the least important part of a sim in terms of playing them, but in terms of marketing, graphics are really important. Especially how it looks in videos online and screenshots. That's always been the case with games. You can have a really crappy game, but if you can get really nice screenshots out of it to put in the magazine articles, people are like, ooh. Like you could have like the best game, best physics, best whatever, but if you can't, also it's not like the marketing is the most important aspect of anything. It's all about brainwashing people. So it's really important that developers write a load of stuff about the physics engine and how realistic it is and all the work they've put into it. Because without writing that, people don't, you know, it doesn't matter if it's true or not. or it doesn't matter on the context, but you have to say stuff that's basically say stuff that you could probably say about R Factor 1, but you say that in every update, and that's, you know, it's good marketing. I'll have you know, the original AC has, yeah, original AC. Most of the people playing original AC though were they're just driving around, cruising. Someone asked earlier, best graphics engine for driving sims. It's really hard to say because it depends what you really want to get out of the sim, and like, I mean, the Madness graphics engine is really good in terms of performance to visual clarity. The engine, this Madness engine we're using now for Automobilista 2 and Project Cars 2 is probably the best graphics engine for driving sims, to be honest. You have to factor it does sort of somewhat, it's got dynamic lights, it's got like faked headlight stuff as well. I mean, it's all fakes all the game, but the different weather, the shaders and stuff, and it runs very, very well. Because I think for any esports game, frame rate performance is really important. Like, you should basically be able to hit 100 plus FPS on at 4K with like a 1080 Ti, with it looking out with like medium graphics settings, that, you know. And that's the same with any esport, like a sports title, so like CS:GO, Rocket League, Dota, anything that's a sports, you know, it's a competitive game, should run very easily like that. Probably with AC physics, the Fatal have. R Factor 2 physics can be really good, but the problem is it's very hard to develop good quality cars for R Factor 2. And even with the good quality cars, there's huge physics holes in certain situations. Like, specifically low speed. And by low speed I mean like 20-30 miles an hour. I don't mean stationary low speed physics issues. Also, the force feedback's better in AC1 than R Factor 2. R Factor 2 has some weird force feedback stuff going on. It's mostly suspension compression, and rather than actual, I don't know. I think R Factor 2 is a little bit overrated in some ways, in part because hardly anyone plays it. Bloody hell. Caught in a slot there. Oh, I mean, I definitely would prefer R Factor 2 over Iracing physics by a mile. AC1 looks horrendous. I wouldn't say that. I think AC1 looks great. Oh, we got second place. Not bad. Yeah, well, I think some people missed the point of that Virtual Olympics thing. Hello, Lee. Yeah, so the R factor that's used in pro simulators is normally R factor graphics engine, and then whatever custom physics engine, custom tyre models and stuff. Well done, Heldies. Myself in second, and Raw Rip Helmet in third. Good job, guys. Well, we're gonna hit. We could hit 100 likes in the first hour here, despite it being early morning. Is Ams2 as good as ACC? The force feedback's 1,000 times better than ACC, in that even if you like it or not, there's a lot of variation to the force feedback. ACC's cars are more stable, better sounding, less erratic in ACC. I get more enjoyment driving. I'd say, but both ACC and Ams2 to me don't seem a bit wonky in many ways. Like ACC seems wonky with the GT4 cars, for example, in the sense that they're too like placid and they're too like grip them, but you don't crash, but it's just like grip and it's just there, just there. Whereas Ams2 is like in the other direction, where the cars are like whee, and like so. Both ACC and Ams2, from a driving perspective, are a bit weird, I think. I mean, GT4 in the original AC and R Factor 2 are like, and AMS1. I don't actually, is there GT4 and AMS1? I'm pretty sure there is. But that sort of spec car is much better done in other simulators. ACC just upsets me, so. I'm the singular detractor of ACC. Right, let's go. We've got another racing join in, guys. The Fatalev R Factor Pro isn't. People seem to get confused here. R Factor Pro is not a single simulator. So R Factor Pro is literally R Factor 1 packaging, graphics engine, and what have you. That's a licensable package that a race team or whoever for driving the loop test or whatever they're doing, some engineering body can license it to then do whatever they like with it. So R Factor Pro is like me saying Unity or Unreal Engine. It's as if you were to have an Unreal Engine or Unity that specifically has, or comes with a it comes with a physics engine that you could use if you wanted to, but you're probably going to use your own thing. So it's like how Kunos licensed Unreal Engine for ACC. You don't think you don't go, oh, just because Kunos have licensed Unreal Engine, it doesn't mean it's a first-person shooter. It doesn't mean they're using the Havoc physics engine that Unreal has. I mean, they might use it for the flags and things, but do you know what I mean? So I don't know if it uses Havoc still. It might use like NVIDIA Mover. No, I think Unreal Engine still uses Havoc as its physics engine. So anyway, R Factor Pro is literally, just think of it as like Unreal, Unity, or whatever. It's not that simple. So R Factor 2 will have R Factor 1 code in it, like the graphics engine, but R Factor 2 again has its own. It has a different tire model to R Factor 1. It's a different physics engine. So it uses R Factor 2 uses like So I think R Factor 1 uses a lookup table method of doing the tire model physics. So it's all like pre-calculated. When X happens in the sim, Y is detected, found on the lookup table, and that causes the result of how the car handles. With R Factor 2, I think it uses a combination of a procedural engine and a lookup table physics engine. I think it uses like a mixture of both of them, or like you could choose whilst you're making your car, and also the actual depth of the lookup table stuff in R Factor 2, from my understanding, is a lot more complex. The actual tyre calculations that you can generate to create a lookup table, to create a virtual tyre from, are a lot more complex in R Factor 2 than what was possible in R Factor 1. Yeah. You know, I don't know a simpler way of explaining it, to be honest. The thing is, though, with driving sims and all sims, all that matters is the end result. I'm going to change my graphics settings here, guys, so I'm just going to recreate the lobby. I don't know. It doesn't really matter if a sim is lookup table based or not. All that matters is the end result of, does it drive realistically. You could create a as realistic as possible simulator using some specific procedural code as you could with a lookup table. Like either could work to do perfect simulation in theory. There are pros and cons to the different methods, obviously, general pros and cons as well, but all that matters is the end result. I think some sim racers get lost in like so what happens is the developers do like these promotional things when they're launching their product, which is what they've got to do, and they'll be like, well, we have 14 million hertz of bibbidi bob, and we use 14 billion megabits of bibbidi bob, bibbidi boop. And then so your fanboys are like, wow, that makes it 5 billion bobbidi bibs better than the other sim that only has 2 flibbidi bobs. It's like, it doesn't really matter. Well, don't go ask Niels about this sort of stuff. He's a lot more knowledgeable than me. I think I'm reasonably knowledgeable, but unfortunately I'm quite thick. So, so you know, what you get out of me is like a broken tape recorder. I'm trying to get my. It's in performance, right? Why is it stuck at 97? Is there a frame limit in this game? We'll do it, Kim. We'll definitely do it. Why is it stuck at 97? It's not going over 97 FPS. Is it coming home? It can't come home if it's never been home before. You need a lock diff setup for 144. I'm really... I don't understand why I'm 96 hertz locked. My monitor is like 99 point whatever it is frame rate. This is acting as if I've got a locked frame rate on, which is very weird. Yeah, I think Italy deserve to win. They're a much better team than the UK, England. Yeah, it's locked in the menus, but it was locked on the track as well. I'm not really going by the menu frame rate. It's good that they've locked the menu frame rate, because otherwise you end up with your graphics card going wee. Well, maybe I've got an NVIDIA profile running, causing it. Oh, well. Alright, Italy are way better than England. Literally just have Sterling. That's it. England has one player that's decent. If England could clone Sterling 3 times, it'd be the best team in the world. Sterling is like a mini Zidane. It's amazing. They should just give Sterling the ball. They need to like fill him up with drugs and just give him the ball at the start. Just kick the ball to Sterling and he's like wee! Sterling's a beast. Absolutely mental. He's like an ice hockey player with a football. Carrying the whole England team. I know, Skyward, I was saying this yesterday. England did not deserve to win yesterday's game. They got an own goal, which fair enough. Like, yeah, they probably would have scored that if the defender hadn't kicked it in the goal or slid into the goal. But that free kick was absurd. It's this is why I stopped watching footballs, because the refereeing is just crap in football. It totally ruins football. Also, the diving footballers, they should just get a red card. If you stay on the floor for more than 3 seconds, you then get, or if you're seen getting up with no issue, when the play goes in your team's favour, I think that should just be a red card. I think if you lie on the floor, the rule should be that you have to stay lying down for a minute. So that's the choice. Yeah, you wouldn't even need a card for that. You could just say, if you decide to lie on the floor, you're either legitimately injured, in which case you're going to stay on the floor for a while, or you're not injured, but you went on the floor, so you now have to lie on the floor for a minute. Because otherwise they're just going to keep diving, aren't they? And that way, either it's legit and the game will stop because the person needs medical attention, or they've sprained something and they just need to walk it off or whatever. Or they dived, in which case, well, they've dived and now they're being penalised for diving because the ref was like, no. You don't get that in ice hockey. Like, in ice hockey, they've had players who've broken their knees and they've kept going. Yeah, footballers. I mean, you can hurt your legs and stuff quite easily in football, but still. They don't have a... Oh, yes, they do. That's what I want. Vidal. You've made your bed of grass. Gamer Muscle, answer me this. Linear or tactile? What? I don't know what you're on about, Esteban. There you go, server's running there if you want to join it. Gamer Muscle, password T. Spielberg historic, okay. Blue Asterix is in. Yeah, football's a little bit silly. But it's been great because if England win, well, it's like, well done England for winning. If they lose, it makes all the England fans cry, which is like, I can enjoy that. So it's win-win for me. Risk COVID for lady friend or not? Well, it depends how old you are and how at risk you are. I wouldn't risk it for anybody if you're over. I don't know, if you're overweight or you've got asthma or you're like over like 35 or something. I'd be still very careful. If you're like in your 20s and you're fit and healthy, then I wouldn't be as careful. Am I English? I don't know. It's debatable. I don't identify as English. I hate the British government, and so you know. I mean, I have a UK passport. I'm more of like an international humanist. I don't really agree with a lot of the sort of national stuff. Kiss from DD Gill will make you drive faster. It's all right. Hello, Lewis Bloom. What should you have for breakfast? I don't know. Don't know what you should have for breakfast. Toast. Come on, Britain, let's go and go. I'm on my bed, coming home. Come on, England. Come on, England. You have to realise, for most people chanting that's using all their available brain cells. That's why it comes out all distorted. It's not because they're in a crowd. That's the best they can muster from the language brain cells. Football fans. Well, it's alright. I'm biased. I like German women are very attractive, so I bias towards Germans. What do I do for a living? I depend on. I'm basically like a homeless man in a driving simulator that has a home and expensive equipment, so not like a homeless person at all. I depend on people suffering from Stockholm syndrome on the internet to send me money. That's my living, basically. And simulation companies to advertise on my content. Yeah, chat. What's your living? Chat shit. Oh, thank you, Lewis Bloom. You fell from a trap there. I'm like a politician, but in a driving simulator. I offer nothing of value.
What is the motive behind this demand? Necessity. Necessity for money. I'm not supplying money for necessities.
Thank you, Lewis. Yeah, oh, this car's a bit on off. Do I have a bucket list? I have a list in a bucket. Is that the same thing? My bucket list. I want to fly. Oh, we're doing the fast chicane. I want to fly a glider. I really want to get an e-bike. I was talking about this yesterday. I'm gonna get a Skoda City go. There's some things. There's some rivers I want to kayak. I really want to walk. Oh, hello. Oh, thanks, Thomas.
Thanks for the reminder.
I did. Thomas killed the stream with his donation. Thomas donates too much. Yeah, that's what I mean, the Fat Turks. Get an e-mountain bike. Yeah, Thomas donates too much. Need like some Saudi billionaire viewers. Then I wouldn't feel too bad about them donating to me. So yeah, so I want to walk the Croatian coastline from like Italy to Zagreb. No, I don't know what the furthest. It'd be fun to walk from Italy to Turkey. That'd take a long time. What else? You know, I don't know. I don't really like the bucket list thing where it's like, oh, you got to do X, Y, Z, list it out. I kind of like being a bit spontaneous. I enjoy spontaneity. Jamil. Oh, I need to learn. Well, I'm never going to do that. I was chatting to an Arab guy recently that he learned English. And he was like, oh, it's so hard to learn English. I was like, well, I'm pretty sure it's harder the other way around. Oh, Jesus Christ. He's like rich Australians. I like his logo. Raiders.
What is the motive behind this demand? Necessity. Necessity
Thank
for
you.
money. I'm
not supplying money for
necessities.
necessities.
How is Bathurst and VB not on the bucket list?
Okay. Oh yeah, okay, I'll be honest. Bathurst was not on my bucket list. I'm sorry. Thank you very much for that. It's super generous. Kangaroo dollars. Lap of the Nordschleifer in a Radical SR3 is on my list of things to do. So, yeah, glider flight. Lap of the Nordschleifer in a Radical SR3. What else? I'd like to do one of those jet flights into the atmosphere. Planning to get Dirt 5 on Steam sale. Do you think it's worth it? Yeah, it as long as you expect it to be like an arcade, a sort of old school arcade style racer. It's a little bit grindy, but I enjoyed Dirt 5. I think I did not have any also it recycles a lot of old content in Dirt 5 that's in the other Dirt games, and Grid and what have you. But if you got Dirt 5, not expecting expect sort of 2007-ish arcade generic racing game, then I think you'll enjoy it. That's what because I enjoyed it for what it was, for 20 hours of gameplay, if that, 15 hours of gameplay. I enjoyed it. It's nowhere.
Throttle!
Hello.
Testing the words pooper, scooper, trooper, but with a German accent.
Thanks, random call sign. So yeah, don't have high expectations and you'll enjoy Dirt 5. If you can get it cheap, I think it's a kind of game which for like £12 to £15 is fine. But full retail price, compare, and it's definitely nowhere near as good. Like, if you haven't played Forza Horizon, the older Forza Horizon games, I'd get them first. I played it with the podium wheel, yeah, and the gamepad. I know I didn't play it with the podium. I played it with a gamepad. It's that sort of a game. I think you can play it with a wheel. Never go full retail. So my frame rate's still stuck at 97 in the game. I'm going to look at the NVIDIA control panel for this game. I think it's stuck. No, Thrustmaster don't like sending me stuff. The thing is, when I've been sent Thrustmaster stuff in the past, they ask for things like they want. So when Fanatic have sent me stuff to review in the past, they don't say, they're like, oh, these are the key features. This is what we're proud of and what have you, that's totally normal. But they don't ask for anything apart from a rap song. But they don't ask for anything. Whereas some companies can be a little bit more. They're like, oh, we really want you to do this. But I don't know. I will probably buy. If I can get that wheel, I'll probably buy it to check it out at some point. I mean, Thrustmaster needs to stop dicking around and do a DD wheel. Same with Logitech, needs to stop dicking around. T300 is fantastic, though. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what they're doing. It is quite slidey. Maybe Thrustmaster will double down on the flight sim stuff because their flight sim stuff's quite good. The pendular rudder pedals by Thrustmaster are really nice. They're a bit awkward shape, but they're nice. Yeah, it's hard to get bite from this car. Well, hardware, mass market hardware development is quite tricky and potentially very expensive if it goes wrong, so it's not easy to fix mistakes when it comes to hardware development. It's not an industry I'd want to be. It's not something I'd want to do. If I do build a rig into a shell, do I go crappy projector? I would avoid a projector myself, unless you've got a very good projector on a curved screen, and then use, I can't remember the name of the software. There's software you can get that will allow you to warp it, but you're gonna want to use you'd have to use a good projector because for example, I've got an Optoma 1080p projector that's okay, but a lot of the projectors use like DLP or color wheels. I think most of them just use DLP now with a color wheel or even the laser ones. I think the point is, the problem with the projectors is you get like a rainbowing on the edge of stuff when you move, and with a driving sim when you're rotating, you get this rainbowing effect unless you buy very specific projectors that don't do it. So it ends up being a pain in the arse, or very expensive. So large monitors probably ends up being both could work out. Both could end up being expensive. It depends. There's different ways of doing it where it could work either way. Or yeah, just get a VR headset and don't bother with the shell. Done. The T300 is not that much more expensive than a G29, to be honest. Because Logitech, for some reason... So the G25 was like £150 when it came out. Well, that's what I paid for mine. And the Logitech G293 is basically a G25. It's got different gearing. It does have some different circuitry in it. But... from the end user's perspective, it is effectively a G25. Like, the utility is the same as a G25, if not worse, because it doesn't come with a shifter. So Logitech are kind of taking the piss with their pricing, basically. So it should be the case that Logitech G25 is like $149.99. That'd be a really good price for that, really fair. They're using it. They could have just kept using the exactly same thing and manufacturing the same thing, because it was bomb. Anyway, Logitech. That should be 150 quid. The T300 with pedals should come with should be like 199 or like 239 or something. 230 quid, and it should be a T300 with the T3PA Pro pedals, not necessarily the load cell pedal, and like let's say 249, 250 for the T300 with the load cell pedals. That would be, looking at the pricing of stuff how it was historically and including inflation into that, and look, that would be great. That would be fair. 150 for a Logitech wheel, 130 to 150 even. It could be a bit cheaper, like, in fairness. But let's say 150 for G29, 250 for T300 with load cell pedal, and then Fanatec, whatever, would you sort of get into 400, you know, whatever, because you're going crazy with displays and wheels and everything. So, but, you know, companies will try and make as much money as possible, and as a result, you end up with these prices we've got today. So, like, Fanatec gets stick for like the power supply thing with the CSLDD. CSLDD, and it's like, but there was no need for Fanatec to produce the CSLDD. Like, realistically, they could have just kept producing the CSL Elite in a bundle. The longer, if you manufacture hardware, the longer you produce something, the cheaper it gets, because you can optimize the factory production. You can streamline your component acquisition. There's a whole, you can really get the cost down massively. I like even up to like 30% or more just by producing the same thing for multiple years, and it keeps getting cheaper over time. So there's no real need for Fanatec to have changed things up necessarily. So yeah, it's a shame that Thrustmaster and Logitech don't do the same thing. Yeah, the new Fanatec equipment will work out better for Fanatec as well. The production of a DD wheel, there's less components, there's probably less RMA stuff, more reliable. You know, it is in their own gain as well, but there's that transition point from going from one product to another product is for mass device manufacturing is a very big risk, like a effing huge risk, because like you could go, you've got a product that works, sells fine, is making profit, and for no reason at all other than you know, you will probably make more money if it works out, but it is a gamble. You potentially shit everything up. So it is a huge risk. But you know, Fanatec are a little bit mental, which is good. So, you know. Use my Fanatec affiliate link. I'm going to get that in there somewhere. Right, we go. Just drive with this, it's fine. Yeah, the Simucube's really good bit of equipment. Just so you guys know, so I mean, I am a Fanatec shill, but Simucube, I quite like the SimMagic. I really like the SimMagic wheel rim, the circular wheel rim, the one that Lawrence de Soa has. It's really, really good quality for its price. I don't know about the quick release because I haven't used it for long, but I'd assume it's all right. But yeah, the Simucube's great as well. I'm just a fan. I'm a fan of all the DDs, to be honest. I don't know anything about the VRS wheel, but I think it just uses like a mage or something, so it's probably good as well. Yeah, I mean, well, that's the thing. With the Simucube stuff, it's more a case of you have to know what button box and wheel rims you want to get. So if you know, if you know, like, if you want to get, like, if you're going to get like an Asher button box, why are you stopping? If you're going to get an Asher button box or what have you, and you like those, then yeah, you go for a Simucube or one of those OSW type solutions. With Fanatec, it's like if you know you're going to get Fanatec pedals, or you know you like the Fanatec F1 rim or whatever rim they do, then you go Fanatec. Also, if you're likely to use it on console or to play Forza and stuff, you're probably going to get better as, like, you're going to get the default game support there. Although, to be fair, in the last like 2 or so years, the Simucube and OSW support's been good in games. So that used to be a big problem. big problem. It used to be an issue when games first came out that they didn't necessarily work with OSWs, but now that's not really an issue anymore. Yeah, Adrelis, it's annoying. So Sony force joystick and wheel companies to do an individual license, which is quite expensive. I think it's like they have to pay a fee per device. It's not like a company can just pay X amount. I don't think. I think they literally have to whack on a fee per a percentage per device or something. It was like that in the past. I don't know if it's like that anymore. I think it was like that. I'm pretty sure that was how it worked in the past. If you're doing a dissertation on that, don't quote me. Microsoft are more chilled. Well, I'm not using this CSL DD anymore. So I just had a preview version. So with the whole CSL DD thing, I would have imagined if it wasn't for COVID, I think Fanatic probably would have done like a press event and just had people try it at their press event. But because of COVID, I think that's why they sent them out to reviewers. I mean, I don't know, but I'd assume that's probably the case. So anyway, I only had it for a few weeks. It was just a preview. Hopefully we'll get like an actual review unit. But I didn't have any problems whilst I was using it. And I think I had it on my rig for like a week or so, playing all the Sims. I'm using the Fanatec Podium DD at the moment. That's really good. Yeah, I've got a small Mage OSW as well. I really like it. I haven't used it for ages though. Bit of a slide there. This car's a bit weird when you get up onto the tyres. Yeah, low speed and on braking, there's a snagging point where you really get onto the tyres and then things get a bit weird in this. Sort of under the limit here, like just under the throttle, it's nice and smooth, progressive. Seems to get stuck into slides though a bit. R Factor 2 is a lot better than R Factor 1. R Factor, well, there's some good cars for R Factor 1, but woo. To win this, all these guys have to delete their computer. F1 is cuter. Oh, R Factor 1. Hello, Jimmy. Jimmy here. Hi, guys. Jimmy here. Oh, dear. Try sleep at night. Tucked into bed. You look. It's dark in your room and you look to the bottom of your bed frame and you see all of a sudden a face pops up. Hi, guys. Jimmy here. Get in the shower, draw the shower curtains. You're just getting into your shower, enjoying it. Curtains suddenly pull back. Hi guys, Jimmy here. Open your underwear drawer to get your. I mean, I don't know. I put my underwear in the underwear drawer. So, to be fair, the underwear drawer thing, you could put anything in that and then it wouldn't be the underwear drawer. It's only the underwear drawer because of what you put in it. Which is kind of like weird if you think about it, naming something based off what's in it. I think that's weird in my mind. But you open that, nice calm morning, you've had a good night's sleep, you're relaxed, you open your underwear drawer. Hi guys, Jimmy here. Today's underwear is brought to you by the following people. I think sim companies should do more underwear. Oh, hello, Ricardo from Portugal. I hate you already because I want to go to Portugal. You just bought a new Skoda Citigo with all your savings. And you open the glove compartment. Hi guys, Jimmy here. I need a gif of this. Do we just put it on everything? It's a little Jimmy head that pops up. Created a new meme. You're welcome, Ricardo. I haven't got the bread. I need more RAM in my streaming PC. It's broken, so I like. I've got a button for BSim Racing, and the Church of Force feedback works, but the other stuff's all broken. Like literally, OBS crashes. Why is there a? Okay, someone. Bloody hell! Oh, he's pushing. There's a guy straining on the track and the car behind is pushing me around the corner. Oh well. I really want to get one, yeah. Skoda Citigo and e-bike. It definitely seems like the cheapest car. The cheapest car that I can get. That's reliable and that I can put a kayak on the roof. I maybe get something with a bigger boot that, like... Bloody hell, what a bog down. Maybe get something with a bigger boot. Well, R-Factor 2 shot themselves in the foot by doing that multiplayer thing. Where they charged for the multiplayer. That really killed off the multiplayer. £12 a month, I think. Oh no, it was like £12 for the first 2 years, and then they wanted to make it so it was like I can't remember. It was some really weirdo thing. I haven't looked at it. Now I will definitely look at more cars. It'll literally be whatever is the cheapest, most reliable, second-hand, like 2 or 3 year old car, least likely to get nicked is important. I just don't want to deal with it, and I want it to look shit. I don't want. So to me, a car is it's a total burden. So it's a wheelbarrow to carry me from A to B at the national speed limit. Oh wait, we've got second place. So yeah. It would be nice to have a car, like, so the other thing is like, as I say, maybe something that could tow something, or roof rack, or enough space in the back so I could put a bike in the back easily without having to put it on the rear. Are there still screen freezes in online, in Ams2 or R-Factor 2? I haven't played R-Factor 2 online for ages because I can never get things working properly. Oh, the Dacia. Yeah, that's probably really expensive though. I think you're talking like 15 grand, aren't you? Minimum for electric cars. I don't have. I live in like a Victorian terraced house, so I don't have anywhere to charge a car either. So I'd 100% get a second-hand electric car if I had off-street parking, but I don't. So petrol it is. Pollute the world. Hello, Afik Hamid. This is open lobby. Anyone can join. We're just chilling out whilst answering questions badly. If you got a question. Yeah, unfortunately, people tend to complain when when they're tripping over the lead.
Oh, I've tripped over his power cable.
I don't know why they complain. It's like when like a 90s LAN party with the Ethernet cable going from one house to another house. Some hybrids don't need plugging in. I wouldn't bother with the hype. So the problem with the hybrids is you end up with the complexity of a combustion plus the hybrid system plus the electric system. The biggest advantage of an electric car outside of not needing petrol, you know, those cost savings is generally speaking they're a lot more simple than petrol cars, like no radiator, no oil, just DD wheels. It's not that simple, but like the likelihood of them breaking is greatly reduced by their mechanical simplicity. So hybrids kind of get you the worst of both. But you know, hybrids make sense in some scenarios. I totally get why someone would get a hybrid, but not for the reasons I would get a car. So we go from fuel to electric, where 40%, well, 40% of the world's power generated by coal is probably like China and India and what have you, bloody windy. And moving forward, oh, there we go, OBS reconnect, there we go. And moving forwards, electric probably makes more sense. It's not perfect, but I think it is the right way to go. Also, hopefully you get a government that, like with nuclear power, for some reason you have some, even like the Green Party, for some reason are like, oh no, not nuclear. Like there is a problem with nuclear waste, but the recent nuclear power designs, power plant designs, so the ones from the last sort of 10-15 years are a lot better in terms of the waste production. Still is a problem, but as a transition, it's kind of like, as a sort of 50-year transition, nuclear is like going to be the only real option as we develop other stuff and have battery storage and distributed power and everything. Maybe not put the nuclear in the car. Although that was actually a like that was a thing. There was also a nuclear aeroplane. If you Google it, there's some good documentary videos on that. It had like lead shielding behind the pilots for the reactor. Yeah, I mean radiation doesn't do any harm. Extra arm for your DD wheel is great. Yeah, fission. Is it fission? Fusion? Like those fission reactors is like the holy grail. Who knows? But yeah, well, we've got to do something. Something has to be done. Might as well at least try. Russia currently operated nuclear submarines. A lot of countries have nuclear submarines. The good thing with a nuclear submarine is if it sinks, water's very good at absorbing radiation. If you can keep if the submarine doesn't blow up into particulate, and it sinks as a singular unit, as like a big metal coffin full of sailors, then actually it's pretty good in the sense that the radiation wouldn't distribute out. Or maybe you do want it to distribute out. You want it to distribute out across the whole ocean, but not a small patch. Either you want it to distribute everywhere or stay in a very small space, but not in between, not a medium space. Okay, let's do this one. Oh, I haven't seen that. Oh no, I have seen Ams2 add-on, yeah. Not really my thing. US moved away from nuclear after the cheeky Swedish diesel subs sunk their task force in the games. Ah. Oh, the diesel with electric. Norman Robinson with the question. Can either of you lobby the sim developers to implement hand tracking? That's not going to happen, I'm sorry. Support within game for deeper. That's not going to happen. That will never happen. Well, it might happen in the future, but is for a developer to do that, they would have to have the hands animation, with the whole hand tracking system, IK system, inverse kinematics for the hand tracking. Then they would have to make all the dashes, all the buttons on every single car dash be like animated toggleable. Then they would also have to have it so that that's all linked up, so that when you do that, it's the same as pushing it in the menu. It's never gonna happen. Also, why would you want that, really? Because if you've ever used hand tracking stuff, if there's no tactile response to what you're doing, it's crap. So, like, if you've ever played Flying Side X-Plane has hand tracked, and you can toggle the buttons using the hand tracking, it's terrible. Also, Steel Battalion remake, that on the Xbox using Kinect. That used hand track. It was awful. It's terrible. You need but you need haptic. You need buttons that you push. You need to feel the button. Otherwise, it's shit because you accidentally activate stuff. So, Norman Robinson,
Terrible idea.
thank God developers are ignoring
Norman Robinson.
I get where you're coming from though. It's one of those things that sounds like a good idea. Like, oh, it'll be just like real life. But in reality, it ends up being terrible. It turns out that abstraction is actually a good thing with a lot of games. Rip Norman Robinson. Sorry, Norman. He was just trying to be helpful. I've just ruined his dream. I've ruined Norman Robinson's life. I'm sorry. Bloody game of muscle. What a dick. Yeah, well, at least I told you why it probably won't happen. AMS update tomorrow. Guys, we've added hand tracking just to spite Game of Muscle. I wouldn't blame him. I would spite me. Oh, that's nice. Look at the sunset on the dash. Commander Pain VR. That's already in Live for Speed. That was Live for Speed was like the first sim to do that. When you look left or right with your buttons, you can see the driver's heads moving in multiplayer. Oh, bollocks. There we go. Breaking the speed limit again. And again. Oh, well. Ooh. W. Hello. Oh. Just going a straight line there. If you want to join the server, guys, just search for Game of Muscle. Password is T. I need a cup of tea. That's nice and lively. Better fix the pilot geometries in the cars. They have intersected legs. Wow. They'd probably just use a generic 3D model that they just stick into each car. It's funny what you notice in VR that you just wouldn't notice in 2D. Oh! A bit more front end bite. Cold tyres there. I remember the first time loading up Live for Speed. I think Live for Speed was the first game I really played in VR. Maybe it was R Factor 2 with mods, but using Vorpex. I think Live for Speed was the first driving sim to implement proper VR, and like that was amazing. Like The first time you use VR is incredible because it's like a childlike experience. Because it's exactly the same as if you've ever done like hallucinogenic drugs, which I don't endorse. I'm not saying to do them, but I am saying VR is very similar. IL2 is good in VR. I like how when you stick your head out the window, the wind noise changes. It is though, yeah. Whoa, dear, I've just changed the wrong setting on my wheel. Huge error. Quite a nice sound to this. Yeah, I love VR. I don't get to use it as much as I'd really want to because... Oh, hello, Chili Dog. Good morning, man. If you do a lot of live streaming and video making, you kind of don't necessarily want to be playing games all the time because you already are. Like, if you've already... Playing 6+ hours of a game a day is quite a lot of time to be spending playing games, so... What I'm saying is, you guys have ruined my enjoyment of games. If it wasn't for this sim racing, I'd be playing Counter-Strike Go. And VR, I'd be playing Pavlov. Playing driving sims in VR. But all just for you guys, I'm here in 2D. Would you recommend buying secondhand Fanatic DD wheelbase? I don't know. It would entirely depend on the listing. If I knew it was from a reliable thing, yeah. But I would always be reluctant to buy electronics from eBay, expensive stuff. Like for me, I'm very reluctant to spend more than like £300 on something on eBay because I could afford to lose £300. I'd be very annoyed, but it wouldn't be like the absolute end of the world for me. That's how I kind of treat eBay. Although to be honest, actually, as a buyer, you've got more protection now. I don't know. You'd have to double check what the warranty stuff is with Fanatic. Anyone recommend a wired headset with mic that you can hear your own voice? What do you mean? What do you mean by that? I mean, so my audio solution with the Go XLR I really like. Using the Mod Mic 5, is it? Attached to Sennheiser headphones. Plugged into the Go XLR, and then the Go XLR has a monitor on it. I really like that. The Mod Mic has pretty good sound when it's put through a Go XLR. Oh, nice one, Thomas. Are you? Did you say you bought it for your girlfriend's going to be using it? You set a boost up and then, or you bought it for you under the pretense that the girlfriend's going to use it? Propeller 3D. Who would like to try my own made DD wheel? What motor are you using with it? Oh, it's you. Okay. Yeah, well, your girlfriend would be good with like a sort of ASMR for her, the way she talks, like a ASMR, like a microphone that picks up her voice very clearly, as long as you stop it from clipping. She seems to be quite dynamic though. She goes from like minus 30 decibels to like minus 5 decibels. If you're doing ASMR, you have to be like a very the opposite of dynamic. I don't know what the opposite. What's the opposite of dynamic when it comes to audio? Flat. What's the audio? Static. I don't think that's the right term. No, in the audio sense of the word. That's the nice thing with the Mod Mic 5 though, I find, is as far as mics go, yeah, monotone's probably more right. The Mod Mic 5 is very good when you're not very controlling of your voice, like me. I have as much vocal control as a toddler singing that shark song. Have they updated this more recently with some changes to the suspension? Oh, this car seems less bouncy than what I remember. Maybe they've just changed the camera. Question. Are you sure you want to ask another question, Norman? This could be dangerous. Are you interested in acquiring either of the high-end Fanatic crossplay wheel rims? Oh, what, with the real car? I don't think... personally, I wouldn't buy one myself because I couldn't afford it. But if they send me one to review, then I will review them.
What is behind this demand?
Lewis Bloom! Thank you, man.
Necessity for money.
I'm not supplying money for necessities. Thank you very much for the cup of tea there. I like your little icon. Shade, shirt, cap. What more do you need? Project Cars 3, Automobilista 2, Project Cars 1 and Project Cars 2 all use the Madness engine. And Project Cars 2, Ams2 you have the same... I think they use the same setter tyre model but with different settings. And why am I 5 seconds off the pace? Unacceptable. You can't hear yourself. Yeah. Having a mic monitor would definitely help. Best sim for prototypes and GTE cars? Probably R Factor 2, to be honest. The LMP2 car I quite like in iRacing. AC's got nice cars, but there's nothing really running with them online at the moment. I wouldn't describe Ams2 as arcadey. No, it's trying to be a simulator. Whether it succeeds at that is debatable. If you ask an Ams2 fanboy, they will say yes, it is the best. If you ask a non-Ams2 fanboy, they'll say no, it's complete effing trash. And if you ask me, I would say I have fun with it at times, and other times I find it irritating. I would say it's a bit over the place in that some aspects of it I think are very realistic, and other aspects I think are completely effed up. So, you know. You uninstalled it again. Congratulations for putting wear on your SSD, Mark. Would I recommend ACC or iRacing? Well, yeah. I mean, you might as well own ACC. As you guys know, I'm not the biggest fan of ACC. I think it's effing terrible. It's okay. Just ACC feels horrible to drive for me. iRacing, if you budget £350 for your first year, £250 for the second year. If you're in Australia or wonky time zones, you'll get good racing all the time in iRacing. I'm not the biggest fan of iRacing's physics. You know, for me personally, I'd be like, the original AC is 100% worth owning because it's practically free, and it's got amazing physics and cars and mods and tracks and things you just don't have in other sims. I personally, if you can afford it, iRacing is worth owning. You get really, like, the Formula V is really good fun, Skip is really good fun. There's lots of fun to be had in iRacing. It's a shame that there's not more competition for them to reduce the price. I would own ACC as well. I mean, it's not that expensive on sale. You can get ACC with everything quite cheap, and I've got like 200 plus hours in it, so you know. Like Forza Horizon, I would own. 4, 3, 2, 1, lift off. The Forza Horizon games are all good. Race Room, I definitely have the content that's in the ranked servers. BeamMG for off-road driving and just pissing around. Wreckfest for driving into your friends. Definitely worth owning. They're not... Basically, for like 150 quid outside of iRacing, or even like £100, you could probably get all the major driving sims, so you might as well just have them all. It's like the flight sim thing, you know. There you go. Yeah, if you don't have AC, you should just... The thing with the original Assetto Corsa, even if you weren't a fan of the physics and the force feedback, if you were actually using a sim as a simulator, you know, you're going to go-karting or driving a real car at a circuit, chances are the track is going to be available for Assetto Corsa. So outside of physics, although I think the physics are great, but even ignoring that, the most important thing if you were going to do a track day, which is probably what most people do, they're not racing, you're like, okay, well, what game can I get the track in? It could be in GT Sport, it could be in anything. Knowing the track layout will save you the 5 or so laps it takes to learn the track. So then in that scenario, any sim has paid for itself. Even if you were doing a track day in a road car, you're probably talking like £5, £10, £15 per lap. Oh yeah, the dirt rally games are worth anything. Yeah, it's the thing. It's like 150 quid and you can get all of them, so you might as well just get all of them. Nick Martin. Morning. I don't know if they're going to incorporate Sim Racing GP, to be honest. I don't think... Oh, no, they are. Sim Racing GP is going to incorporate Race Room. Yeah, I think so. So I got confused there with your question. Doesn't it already work with Race Room? I think Sim Racing GP already works with Race Room. I'm pretty sure. Unless I go mental here. You can get iRacing for £380 over 2 years. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't use the licensing thing as a... So iRacing license is just like trundle around the track without driving into people. Yeah, I think my £350 for the first year and £250 for the next year, and then £100 from each year onwards is based on, in the first year you buy like a year or two subscription to iRacing, which is normally around about 90 to 100 and something pounds, and then like the tracks all required for the Skip Barber, which is one of the most active series, and then the tracks required for one of the other cars. So you basically then got on the road side. I don't know about the oval side, so I don't really do it. You then basically means you can then take part in the most active stuff on iRacing. So the biggest value that iRacing offers is racing at any time of day with ranking. So, and the series that works best with are the most prescribed, which is the Skippy, Radical, Formula V, MX5, you know. The IMSA. Also, the nice thing with the IMSA series with the LMP2 car is that that multi-class racing is rare in other sims. Thank you. I squeezed him really bad there. Yeah, the problem with ACC is I think the physics are really dull and the force feedbacks are really dull. So for me, it just I can't drive. ACC just feels like I'm driving a plank-like remote control car. It just doesn't take advantage of your equipment at all. It just doesn't do it for me. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of multi-class racing in general, but I find LMP2 with GT3 can be quite fun because you've got traffic to go through playing as the LMP2 car. And in iRacing, with the grids having 30 or more cars, it's alright. I think multi-class racing only really works if you've got a grid that's 30 plus cars and people are of a similar-ish skill level. Otherwise, it ends up just dividing the field up. The Dive 25, yeah, you can do that with the other sims though as well. Like with Race Rooms ranking, that's perfectly fine for trying to get ranked up as well. And then this new Race U is quite nice for AC. It looks really well executed. Rock Sled Simulator. The cars in Ams2 are really weirdly nervous at the limit. Like they get, for some reason, when you get at the limit on not on the throttle, but on the brakes, the cars are very weirdly springy and nervous. It's a shame. The rest of the handling is actually quite nice. Quite like how this BMW is alright. I think that stock setup thing is a load of BS, Nathan. Sorry. This setup thing is a go-to excuse that fanboys make of different, like, you get it with every sim. Like, for sure, you can have bad default setups. For sure, like, setups do make a difference. I'm not saying they don't. But in a simulator, like, if the car generally drives reasonably okay, like this car, As long as the setup's not complete bollocks and like totally messed up, the whole setup thing is used as a, because it's a very handy excuse for a fanboy. I'm not saying you are, but it's a very handy thing to just go, oh, it's the setup. Like, I think it's fair enough if someone was to say, oh, I'm losing the car very easily on throttle, it's too easy to lose the car on throttle. Well, you can very easily say, well, you need to open the rear diff, the power diff more, and the car will, the rear end won't lose it on the throttle as easily. That's fine. Or if someone says, oh, I'm losing the rear on brakes too easily, it could be that person's using too much rear brake bias. That's fine. But I think when you have like sim racing YouTubers that know these things because they've been playing driving sims for 10 plus years, or like, a lot.
Throttle.
Oh, hello.
Ams2 should be called Hovercraft Simulator cause that's how it feels. I would be happy with it if they would sell it like this.
Thank you. Hovercraft and Simulator. Thanks, Thomas. Yeah, so anyway, I've noticed this a lot with Ams2, is that whenever a YouTuber points out, or anyone points out something, I'm not saying Nathan, this is what you were doing, but it is a meme with Ams2 and in sim racing. Oh, it's the setup. It's like if someone's a skilled driver, they can drive around a lot of setup stuff. I used to get that a lot with iRacing. I would point out that the tyres are terrible over the limit in iRacing and very unforgiving, and the iRacers go, "Oh, it's setup. It's because of your setup." It's like, no, it's because of the tyres. That's not what I'm saying at all. No, Nathan. Also, separate to that, a developer should make sure that all the default setups are like vaguely passable. If they're that bad that they literally make there's massive issues due to the setup, then the developer's totally failed miserably as a game developer, and so the complaint is still valid. You can do, Nathan, but each sim is going to have its own physics, an own tyre model. So normally when someone's commenting on it, they're commenting on the specific differences outside of what can be achieved with car setup. Like, at the end of the day, you're driving on tyres, and the math behind the suspension, the tyres, the drivetrain. I can't argue with that, Benjamin. Also, you'll find with every driving simulator, if you do the most absurd car setup in IC, or the most absurd setup in iRacing, or the most absurd setup in rFactor 2, or most absurd setup in Ams2, well, whatever, you could do the most mental setup, and you will still be able to feel the underlying characteristic of the physics engine and its tyre model. It will just be pushed to extremes. Yeah, but I mean, if you have a bad setup, in some senses, a worse setup is probably a better way to evaluate a physics engine. In the sense that you will actually, you'll be experiencing the physics engine, or you'll notice the extremes of it. Just want to try, yeah. Yeah, developers definitely should make, should always have good baseline setup. So we got 5th place. Not bad. Will I be driving one of the new F1 games? Possibly. If Codemasters send me a review code, I'll give it a bash. Oh, thank you. Yeah, people definitely should have yeah, basic setup stuff. But as I say, my issues with anytime someone says something vaguely negative about any of the simulators, the fanboys will go, "Oh, it's set up. You know, your brake bias is too far back. Oh, wrong force feedback settings." When clearly, you know, I'm pretty sure Ermin Hamadovic knows how to set up cars basically, or has tried different setups. I'm pretty sure Jimmy Broadbent has tried different setups, and you know, also knows some basic stuff. I'm sure. It's like I know that I have people that are fanboys or spent time with various simulators that will have sent me setups before I do live streams and things. And you know, I'll have tried different things out. So I think it's when the people say that, this is why it sort of annoys me, is because it's like, do you not think that the YouTuber has probably, they're talking from the position of having tried stuff. So that's why it triggers me. Well done, Edward. Combat Santa, Hajals, Vimville Slider, myself. Right. That was alright, that car. It was good fun. Nice little bit of driving there, a little bit of punty, but... Let's try another car here. Let's go. It's nice that you can change the stuff. Duratec. We're doing this. Andrew Lumanic. I don't know if someone knows, if someone can drive, then you can drive at any setup. It will just be easier or harder. I can't think of, like, maybe the McLarens in AC when that first came out, they were absolutely mental. You can make a completely broken setup for sure, but it's rare that the default setups in a sim. Oh, R Factor 2 default setups, there's some. R Factor 2 has some really bad default setups. Yeah, no, I was going to say R Factor 2, the F3 car and the stock Formula cars, the ISI Formula cars in R Factor 2 are bonkers. Like you try driving them without accidentally locking up and flat spotting straight away. Also, caster that's inverted, so your force feedback's back to front even though it isn't. Yeah, R Factor 2 is the only sim where that is definitely the case, because what they've done is they just stick the factory setups on, and the factory setups are I don't think they're even like, they're not factory in the sense that a team would use them. They're factory in the sense that I think when they come out of the factory, it's just some generic way of having the car. Yeah, but Kajal Edson, that's more just for lap time rather than basic handling. I think that's a separate thing again. Yeah, this is my life, Michael Ellett. Playing driving sims badly. Who would have thought there was a market for that? Bloody hell. Got headlights on this, sorted. You can just join if you want. Yeah, they got a good, a really nice mist effect on this. So what's weird with this car is on the throttle it drives really, really nice. But off the throttle it understeers massively. On the throttle, look at that, hooking up really nice. Off the throttle, it's like the front's really wish-washy. Front not biting, get on the throttle, back comes out a bit, really nice. The off throttle and braking in Ams2 is the least satisfying aspect of the sim. It's hooking up there with the downforce. Diff mentioned, yeah, we don't talk about the diff in this. Oh, Hell Let Loose is awesome. It's very punishing, but it's great fun. Ah, Norman Robinson.
What is the motive behind this demand? Necessity. Necessity for money. I'm not supplying money for necessities.
James, you naughty boy. Erröteter Smiley mit großen Augen. Does Beam have a chance to break into the high-end sim racing marketplace with their unique physics engine? Nachdenkendes Gesicht.
Nachdenkendes Gesicht. I like how the German, how Helga reads the emojis. I don't know with BeamMG. It's a weird one because like the way they generate their physics is really interesting. Because they have like a unified physics engines for everything in the simulator. Like everything, like walls, body work. Like it's not like they have a tire model. From my,
Throttle.
Hello James. I see you are playing Automobilista 2 again. You must like the bouncy simulator, ja mein Schnucki? I spent 150 euro for Project Cast 2.5. I feel much remorse about my decision. Please forgive me. Tschüss.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Choose minus Snooky. Yeah, so BeamMG is an interesting one. I had a problem getting the force feedback working last time I tried playing it. That's why I've not played it. But the off-road, and it's interesting. I don't think it's not, because the problem with BeamMG, it doesn't have a specific direction, and I think that's what stops it being a driving simulator that people go to. They've added multiplayer to it more recently, though. It has potential. I could see BeamMG being a really good rally simulator, like replacing RBR eventually, but who knows? As for this, so what I'm doing here is I've reduced the preload for the diff and the coast ramp. So the higher the angle here, the more open. So a higher degree of angle is a more open diff. The lower the angle, the more the clutch plate is pushing against the diff. This is my understanding of it. I think that's right. So effectively, I've made the coast diff open here. The power diff is a little bit more closed, and I've reduced the preload. So that's pretty much open. And as you'll see, it will do all difference for the front end bite, because that part of Ams2 is completely bollocksed. But you know. Verify your files. Yeah, I say BeamMG doesn't have a specific focus. I think it's good. Yeah, it's the same as Project Cars 2. It's the getting on the throttle. It acts as if it's always got a locked diff. That's just how you drive it. What are you going to put a ring on Helga? Well, the problem is it's Helga versus Olga, isn't it? Oh, look at the lighting, looks really nice. I quite like Ams2 myself. Yeah, AC is really nice and consistent. So this is actually driving the opposite of what should have happened from the setup. Unless I've got my coast ramp philosophy back to front. Maybe I'm back to front on my coast ramp thinking. Is it coming home? No, it's never. You can't come home. Low force boost. What in what regards? They're talking about Assetto Corsa, Richard. ACC is terrible. Everyone knows that. Oh shit. Sorry. I killed someone. Whoopsie. Use the RFuctor force feedback files. That helps a lot. I don't know why the dial's not straight. That happens with a lot of cars. I'm not sure what it is. You say it so you can see it, but that's what people said with the... So the Skippy has a rotated dial. I think part of it is that the... yeah, I don't know. Maybe with this car it is so you can see it, but... yeah, so the red line's in your view all the time. With some cars it's because the dial doesn't fit in the other way. Why does it say huge error? Okay. There you go. You just have to dab the brake and use the accelerator, like... yeah. Look at the bite on the throttle. It's great how it handles on the throttle, but how it handles off the throttle is just like there. Hello, Nicky Fish Sticks. I think if Reza can get the rear diff stuff working, as I think is realistic, as opposed to it being complete, then. I think that's like that's the missing component in Ams2, in my totally expert opinion. The rFactor force feedback file does a good job for force feedback. Is what, like, perfectly fine. Content's nice. I think the cars seem a little bit less bouncy, you know. I think they might have done something to improve that. Maybe, I don't know. The way you can just host a session in Ams2 is really nice. Morning, Dan Lockie. Ah, no, pit's blocked now. I have a love-hate relationship with Ams2. Hey, Sim Therapy. Why did I choose the name Gamer Muscle? It was I wanted to buy a .com domain. Oh dear, pit's blocked. I needed to buy a .com domain name for a brand, so Gamer Muscle was the only gaming, somewhat gaming related thing that I could find as a two words at the least as a .com. That's why. Also, I thought it was ironic because I literally don't have any muscles. I'm going to sell the Gamer Muscle brand to Ermin Hamadovich. That's my get out. I'm going to sell the channel to him. Can use all his money. Right, whoever's blocking the pits, get out. Ah, thank you. Thank you. I've gone for the shape of a tennis ball. Recovering from a concussion? Shit. It's not good. Oh dear. Deal breaker James, you need to watch out, man. Make sure if you feel dizzy and stuff that you go to the doctors straight away. I had a concussion snowboarding. Whoever's in the pit lane, get out. I know, I mean, qualifying's probably finished. Yeah, concussions aren't good fun. What do you think about the physics of Automobilista 2 compared to ACC and R-Factor 2? I don't know. They're all... It's a bit over the place. ACC is probably more realistic, but it's very boring. Forcing back's terrible. And there's some, like, weirdness to, like, the cars. That's a good description, isn't it? R-Factor 2, it doesn't really matter because the user interface is a pain in the arse to use. And the content's all over the place and it takes ages to load. So, I mean, you know, R-Factor 2 could literally be the holy grail, but I can't be asked to interact with it. So, yeah. What do you recommend for a new small channel? If you want to grow a YouTube channel, Mr. Sim Therapy, what you need to do is do like good quality reviews of stuff that other people aren't necessarily reviewing, or what other people are reviewing. It doesn't really matter because there's not that many sim reviews stuff. So you want to be reviewing stuff. You could do opinions on news announcements. Get your opinion up before anyone else. So, like, you know, if a game is updated or like a new sim is announced or a new piece of equipment is announced, do a video going, oh wow, this is amazing because of XYZ, or oh no, it's terrible because of XYZ. Make sure your microphone sounds okay. In the context of sim racing, being an attractive lady is a good thing to do because there's not many attractive ladies sim racing, so you stand out. You know, that applies to if you weren't doing sim racing. You know, if it was something else which is more female dominated, if you're an attractive man, you will get more views from ladies because you'll stand out as being different in that space. But also just do what you want to do as well, because YouTube's like a sort of a long haul thing. Oh, who's blocking the... Someone's blocking the pits. Who is it? Who is it? Who we got to kick? Yeah, I mean, it depends if you're... Depends on a bunch of things. Well, do what you want to do, but just hope that what you want to do is something that's also popular. Oh, that's good. It's a good menu. What does that even mean? Oh, he's been kicked from the session. I think we're still... This is... Oh, there we go. Eventually that worked. Okay. Sorry if we kicked the wrong person there, but we had to. Car sauce. I don't think you want any sauce from your car. It's not going to taste very good. I'm starting sim racing. My PC is far from my rig. What do you advise? USB hub or long USB AB cable? A powered USB hub. I mean, no, I plugged my steering wheel directly into my PC, but like Orico, ORICO, USB hub. Can be is a good USB hub. It's got individual on-off buttons, so if you switch from sims to flight sims, you can turn stuff off easily. That's a good way of doing it. Yeah. I didn't know it was you. It was just because normally if you kick the people at the bottom, it moves it on to the next session. Sorry that it kicked you. This session was held up. I don't know if it might not have been blocking the pits. It could have just been that it wasn't getting a signal from whoever. I don't know if it was you or the other guy, but when we kicked them, it worked. So Orico make good USB hubs. I don't tend to get problems with them. Ooh. You do French review on cars.
Bonjour, je suis le voiture sauce. Le sauce de la voiture.
Here we go.
Ma baguette est trop vite.
These are really nice looking cars. Graphics are superb with this.
Bonjour, c'est le code de le circuit de Spa-Francorchamps et maintenant on regarde la voiture. Oh, sacre bleu, qu'est-ce qu'il fout? Oh, il arrive à Turbo Speed en 3e position. Oh là 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 là. Qu'est-ce qu'il fout? Oh, il casse ta jambe. Allez dans le draft. Oh, c'est incroyable. Oh, le frein, il marche vachement bien. Oh là là.
My French commentary mode. You've unlocked French language mode. Norman! Sure muscular. Thanks, Norman Robinson. Murray Walker in French.
What is the motive behind this?
Hang on, donation first.
Necessity for money. I'm not supplying money for necessities.
James, you naughty boy. At what point would you decide VR is ready for prime time, devoting over 50 of your content to the genre?
What?
Nachdenkendes Gesicht, Smiley mit Sonnenbrille.
Nice Gesicht. What was? Can you type that question out? Type that question out and we'll do a French Murray Walker. I do French Murray Walker because I'd try and say what it was in English, but then trying to translate that would be difficult. She's a Helga. Thank you, Norman Robinson, for the donation. I say type the question out. Sim Therapy, when did you see your channel pick up? Well, it's never really picked up any traction. Oh, no, my Counter-Strike Go with a steering wheel, that did well. That was like my first video. And then after that, it got work. That was it. CS Killed You With a Wheel. Killed You With a Wheel was my first and only successful video.
Necessity for money. I'm not supplying money for necessities.
When did Uze your channel pick up real traction?
Thank you for that. Yeah, I don't know. I've just been very lucky, to be honest. Like, for some reason, the various like sim companies and stuff. I don't know. I think there's probably like one. There's like 1 in 100 people that find me funny. Maybe like 1 in 1,000. And occasionally they work for like a sim company, and so that's worked out. Basically, if it wasn't for that, I'd be screwed. Fortunately, there's enough people with brain damage. It's all good. Yeah, well, I mean, you can't beat that, can you? It's got music, it's got editing, it's got everything. Whoa! That guy just lagged out. Oh no, he's back again. Turbo Spree's got more lag than a 80s Formula 1 car. Topical. Look at that. That was good. That was a good comparison there. There you go. Drive it on the throttle. Happy days. Yeah, basically everything in life. Norman Robinson, retype your question, man. I couldn't understand what Helga was saying. Jesus. Oh, thank you. Oh, you missed out, Freaky Leak. It's a work of art. Joueur video muscle. Like the forest. Nice trees in this part of the world. You get a lot of this in Germany and Belgium. Is this car supposed to handle like that? OC crash? I don't know. I'd imagine this car, if you set the rear diff completely open, would probably have a little bit more lift off oversteer. And I'd imagine it probably turns in a bit more progressively on the brakes. I'd also imagine it would have a little bit more bite from the downforce. But I don't know, because I've never driven one of these. You know. The on-throttle handling with this car, and the general handling of it is quite nice. It's just the braking and off-throttle. How long ago? I didn't really decide, to be honest, sim therapy. I was... Bloody hell. Ain't no grip there. I was doing like music and design and graphics for mobile and web games, and then started doing YouTube, and it just started making more money, so then I just did YouTube more. I ain't got no free will. Lift bingo! Voodoo Acid, this is what I do full time. Reviews, video making, live streaming, stealing money off people on the internet. Top notch. It is like the best job, I think. Pretty sure it's up there. Stuart Marshall. I hope so. It's being British a blessing or a curse. Well, it's better than being like in some like weird.
What is the motive behind this demand? Necessity. Necessity for money. I'm not supplying money for necessities.
Are you going to Silverstone for the Grand Prix?
Thank you. Thank you very much, Stuart Marshall. Yeah, being British is handy. I mean, like, though the current government are trying to dismantle the health service and make it more expensive, that's really good that, you know, worst case, that you're probably, like, you're not going to be bankrupted by getting sick. That's nice. That's probably the best part of being British, to be honest. How long have I been doing this as my full-time job? Probably like 3, 4, 5 years. It's hard to say. Like, as I say, I like transition kind of gradually from the video game making music, graphics, and game design and user interface design from computer games to YouTube. So, I think it's like 4 or 5 years now, I think. I mean, the channel's like 10 years old. It's hard to say at the exact point. But at least 3 years, maybe 4. Yeah, it is BS. I'm very lucky. It's not. It wasn't from skill. It is total BS. Question, Freaky Leak. When a first date asks you, what do you do for your job? Do you lie? Well, I don't have any first dates. I'm like a bloody Benedictine monk. I haven't seen a naked woman for like a couple of centuries now. I've forgotten what women look like. So, I wouldn't... No, I don't tell... I don't say... I sort of say I'm an influencer. I don't mention YouTube. Do not mention YouTube. I say influencer. Because as soon as you mention YouTube, the inevitable thing is someone goes, "Oh, what's your channel?" And then they watch it, and then they go, "Oh, I'm not going near that guy." so I don't mention it. I try not to even bring it up. I'd rather them not know. You know, I'd rather keep that. I'd rather keep my deprived hobbies private. Oh, we got 3rd place there. Norman Robinson, at what point would you decide VR is ready for prime time? I think it's ready for prime time now with stuff like the Quest 2. But a lot of the games are a bit simple. Oh, that was a really nice... look at the shot there. It's a nice camera angle. Raw Rick Helmet, Turbo Esprit. Good driving, guys. Simulated technician. Right. Whoops. Might try this one next. You're very good at talking. Women love talking. No, the key is to listen. Women love listening. I don't know what women... I'm terrible with women. I'm absolutely awful. Oh, we got to do a Dono, right? We haven't done a Dono yet. It's time for a Dono Classic. Let's increase the number of laps. Okay. Is live streaming your hobby? Keep... Eh? I don't know what you mean. VR streamers don't seem very popular due to not seeing their ugly mugs. No, some of the VR channel, like the key thing is to like, if you were growing a channel, would be to like cover new stuff. So like Nathy's done well good. His channel's like a classic YouTube gaming channel. He's always right. You watch Nathy's channel and you look at him and you'll be like, oh, that's just a chill out. Sort of kid-friendly VR YouTuber, right? And then he's like a stoner druggie when he comes in our chat. I really want to meet him because the contrast between his public persona and I'm pretty sure he's like a total mental Dutch person. The Dutch are crazy. I do like Dutch people, but they are mental. I mean, is it a good form of mental? But yeah, like Casey, there's 2 women, Casey and what's her face. They've done well as a VR like YouTube channel. Yeah, if you want to grow a YouTube channel consistently, doing the same sort of thing consistently, reviewing stuff, it is a good way to grow a channel. Your missus... Well, Lee, your wife told me that she appreciates grass and lawn mowing, so I feel like I have a special bond with your wife. a grass bond. She admitted to me when she was driving me. She said, she loves a lawn. You love the number 7. She loves the lawn. What I'm saying is, let's all hook up. Who doesn't love a lawn? Let's be real. I need to change my settings here. I think they've reduced either the visual bounce or the cars look less bouncy than they were. Maybe it's just these cars I'm driving. Let's change this. I don't know what it is with me, but with driving sims, I always have to turn... Like, I need the steering to be really sensitive, right? Really fast steering. But, what's the steering... In your car, Lee, in your Toyota Celica, what's the steering equivalent to? Because it didn't feel that sensitive. Like, the steering lock on it. It wasn't that sensitive, but it felt... Like, you had to move the wheel quite a lot, but... It wasn't an issue at all. This is the weird thing I find with Sims is that I think because they're just so unresponsive compared to reality, you feel like you need to make everything... I personally need to make everything more sensitive to make up for it. I mow lawns for a living. Do you mow them on a sit-on lawnmower, though? Hang on, what track are we at? I forgot. Don't know. Left. Turn left. My brain totally... there you go. COVID brain there. Yeah, but it's weird that lack of feel, as I say. Jesus Christ. You football hooligans. You like an electric assisted pump, don't you? Oh, I gave her an electric assisted pump. Ah, my bird, she does like an electric assisted pump. Oh, when I go on the internet, I like seeing women getting an electric assisted pump. Oh! That was almost... Oh. Stock rack with an electric assisted pump. It's not the content you're expecting, but it's the content you wanted. Well, because these cars, I'm going to say it, these cars do not have a... They're open diff, so they don't have any diff settings on them. And so they actually drive as if they've got an open diff on them, in that the back is really loose because the wheels can rotate independently. With the cars that do have a limited slip differential on them, if you were to set the ramp angle so it's not putting any pressure on it, and if you basically made it open, they should handle like this, but they don't. I like these bollards, you know, like I was saying, when you've got the bollards on the track, so you whiz past them, it's good fun. Yeah, bit of a seesaw going on here. Nice Speed Force, that'd be good fun. Oh, the would I do F1 2021? I'll probably play through it. If I get a review code, I'll play through it. I'll give it a go. I'm hoping that they've done a bit more single player to it, which looks like they probably will have. But the physics are not normally. Well, it depends. We'll see how it goes. They're normally a bit mushy, and they don't really have any ranking stuff. If they've added ranking to multiplayer, then yeah, maybe we'll enjoy it. I don't really enjoy racing against AI that much. Not really my thing. No VR, no buy. Don't think I'll have any VR, unfortunately. I think the next one probably will do. So PlayStation, Sony are doing quite a big push for PlayStation VR 2. Sony VR 2. What do they call it? They call it PlayStation VR. But Sony are quite... There's quite a few developers working on stuff for PSVR 2. So... yeah, I really think that'll be quite a big thing. They're saying that because the Formula 1 games have always been cross-platform, maybe they see themselves as outside of that. It's always hard to know. Seven Motorsport, yeah. If you, I don't find that to be totally the case with the original Assetto, though. I find, because with the way the force feedback is in that, when you run it higher, you can kind of feel that initial turning bite. Oh dear. It's one of the reasons why I like Assetto. It feels quite immediate. Yeah, I think the advantage of reality is you feel the G-forces change whatever you do. Like you fart in your seat and the G-forces change. Doesn't matter, you know. Whatever you do. Oh, come on. If you cut the last corner, your whole lap's invalidated. Oh, maybe this one will count. I don't know. Am I just AC poisoned? Possible. Do I need to be a good driver in a sim to share sim racing content? No, I mean, I'm shit. I mean, not really. I mean, probably helps to do... Oh, I've just done it again. Bloody hell. Like... if you're good, it will help you get more views and stuff, especially if you're doing, because you do get a lot of viewers that are watching because you're winning the race, if that makes sense. Like if you're live streaming, people are they much want to watch someone that's in like the top 4 or top 5 and progressing, and are likely to win because people like to see what they need to do to be better themselves. It's like if you're watching a CSGO play, you're more likely to watch a pro rather than some random guy. But no, for like videos and stuff, it doesn't really matter if it's in racing. Just say you're a real race driver. You could be absolutely terrible. Just say you're a real race driver and people will be like, oh, we'll listen to everything you say. Or what you could do as well is you could just regurgitate a ton of facts about the car. That can work well. Like, just regurgitate tons of completely pointless facts about the racetrack and the car. People like that. It satisfies the autism in the sim racing community. Or you can just do like just commentate exactly what you can see on the screen, like a football commentator. People like that as well. That always goes down well. I'm a real race driver. Yeah, well, see, Jardier is actually fast. He can drive almost as fast as he can talk. So he's and he's always positive. So that's a good recipe for live streaming. Yeah, you don't have to be talented. I mean, I seem to be doing okay. Why are sim racers so stubborn? Don't know. In what sense are they stubborn? Let's do this without cutting the track here. Oh god, this is such a slidey car. It doesn't have that bite. Yeah, I know, I agree with you, Lee. And I think a lot of people that have done real world driving, or that's their experience. Oh great, now we've gone full of soapbox driving. I think that's what a lot of them tend to run higher force feedback to try and capture to make up for the lack of feel. You can add rubber to the track in the weather. Oh, that's a good idea. We'll do that, Raw Rick. When did they add that in? That was a thing in R Factor 2, which makes a huge difference. That's a good idea. That would make sense. Artist Matthew Harvey. I'm thinking of starting another YouTube channel called The Salty Sim Racer. Guess the content. Was it just edited videos of me whinging? No, Iracing. Iracing highlights. Random call sign. You can't. Oh, look at it. I can't wait to pick up my car, guys. I'm getting a new car. I'm so excited. I bought something. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so excited. I bought a new car. Woo! I bought a new car, guys. I got a new car. Woo! Picking it up. Capitalism. Spend my money. Woo! Got a new car. Woo! I'd be excited as well. What if you pick it up and the wheels fall off? He's salvating. He's gonna drive it into a lamppost, like someone buying a new motorbike. Random call sign has really terrible taste in cars. He's got like some like weird disorder. The picture you posted on Twitter looked like it had a what's it, like a wrap on it. That's a wrap. Yeah, he's the only YouTuber not to have a BMW. He's giving me the hand. Car Source. What advice for a newbie sim racing? intermediate mode. Oh, you mean car setup stuff? Assist. Well, so there's a lot of confusion on this with new drivers in that traction control and ABS are you drive with them. That's not like it. I mean, obviously they are assist, but they're like in the car and a driver would use them normally. So ABS and if you've got ABS in the car, you bloody use it because you'd be stupid not to. And traction control, you add more or less depending on how much you want the rear to slide off the throttle to how much you want the tyres to wear out, or how much you're comfortable with. As for like a steering assist and braking assist, make sure you turn all that stuff off, because that will just get in the way, because you'll end up learning how to drive the assist rather than how to drive the car. There you go. What a great answer. Thank you, Gamer Muscle. You're so good with your advice. Artist Matthew Harvey. My mate dropped his brand new Ducati. Oh well. Pwned. Oh yeah, don't put the racing line on. Just if you want to learn a track, drive with like AI.
What is the motive
Norman
behind
Robinson.
demand? Necessity.
Spending too much money.
Necessity for money. I'm not supplying money for necessities.
James, you naughty boy. Are there new technologies on your wish list which you'd like to see implemented within Kunos proposed AC2 platform? Nachdenkendes Gesicht.
AC2 platform. AC2. I love German. Best language ever. After Garwald. Chauvin. I don't know, any new technologies? Well, I mean, you'd hope they'd probably use Unreal Engine, so you would hope that they use DLSS, and you'd hope they'd have foveated rendering support. I mean, the best technology they could use is going back to the original Assetto Corsa engine and force feedback and physics. That would be the dream, but it's not going to happen, so it probably won't happen. Oh my Gideon. Coming through! Ah! Little bit of a squeeze. Slidey. Right, remind me after this. Whoa! Remind me after this race to change the grip level thing. In the draft. Thank you very much, Norman, for donating, but you can ask questions without donating. Always missed a break point. Yoink! Woo! I like this purple. I really like purple and orange. That dark purple and that orangey colour really look like Nickelodeon 90s. Really like that. It's like that pink, fluorescent pink and green. Well, there aren't any 3D monitors I'm aware of. You mean like 3D TV? I guess you could do, couldn't you? Do you remember Nvidia 3D? That really didn't last, did it? It was close. Nice driving there. Who was that? Francis, 96. Almost pummel wagoned me. The Geffutter. Yeah, this is my full-time job for the last sort of 3 or 4 years. Jammy bastard! I've got to be careful. No swearing. There might be children watching. It's the morning. Nice. Throttle. Oh dear.
Did you know that Scirocco TDI can go from Berlin to Warsaw in one tank?
Your car can go from Berlin to where? Thank you, Random. Stop donating to me, Random, otherwise your wife won't talk to me. Whoa, there's a ghost on the track. Spooky. Warsaw to where? I can't wait to go to Germany. To Berlin. Berlin nightclubs. Can't wait for that. Car's a flop. Well, it's not really, no. I mean, most of the adults watching are technically mentally children, so in that sense, yeah, I guess so. I mean, you have to be pretty much a failed man-child to be into sim racing. Like a failed adult. You know? It's unsuitable for everyone, exactly. I've only been to Seattle, Nathan. That's it. And I really like the countryside. The city, not so much. I mean, it wasn't a bad city, but there's something very dystopian about American cities, and Seattle's supposed to be a nice city as well. And just the homelessness, and it's just strange. But the countryside is amazing, and the people are really nice. So. Child trapped in a grown man's body. Yeah, there's something very sinister about America. As a Brit, there's some like really sort of sinister undertone or feeling in America. It's really hard to put your finger on it. Like, you don't get it in... You don't feel that way in, like, France or Spain or... Turkey has a little bit of a weird feeling to it, I have to say. But yeah, not in, like, France, Germany, Holland, Belgium. There's a weird... It's really hard to put your dystopian kind of awkwardness that I felt in America, in the city. It's probably from all the science fiction films. But yeah, I've only ever felt that in Turkey. Felt a bit on edge when I went to Turkey. Like, you know, there's just like a thing of, oh, you'll get shot if you go to the wrong place. I mean, you know, when you go to Turkey and you land and everyone's there holding MP4s, waving them all over the place. And it's not a gun thing, because I don't necessarily feel unsecure with guns. Like in Paris, the police have guns on them all the time. I mean, in London, the police have guns as well. It's not that. There's just a weird. I don't know. There's a weird. I can't put my finger on it. It's probably totally irrational. Sicily. Yeah, but the pizza's so good, it's fine. And you're probably drunk on the amazing wine and high on the coffee, so it's okay. Well, also, there's like a weird... I get the sense in America that it's fine until it isn't. Like, the same kind of feeling that I think I'd have if I was in like South Africa, where I think you'd be like, oh, it would seem, on the face of it would seem really fine, and then all of a sudden someone's shooting the place up. I get that kind of feeling. You know, like what I'd imagine Brazil's probably like, in that it's probably really, really nice, really fine, until someone's robbing you at gunpoint. And I get that feeling in America, in that it's fine, and then all of a sudden someone's shooting the place up. And then it's back to fine again. So as long as you're there whilst you're not getting shot at by like some crazed lunatic, it's fine. Whilst I was in Seattle, like literally... Oh my god, my force feedback's on high, please don't do that. Whilst I was in Seattle, I think a policeman got shot in the train station like the day before I was there or something, and it was all like blocked up, which is just a weird thing. Just a strange thing. Combat Santa.
Ho, 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 ho.
Well done for winning that. Edward, Joshua Kaminsky. Nice driving, guys. Right, let's try this grip line thing. The weather settings. That'd be good. Well, to be fair, burgers are good in America. So where is this grip setting that you guys are talking about? Oh, live track. Oh, I see. There we go. That should make it feel a lot more bitey. Thanks for the tip there. I forgot about that. That should definitely help with making it feel less sloppy. Yeah, Bold and Bankrupt's mental. Was told not to go to Mexico. Yeah. I think you can. It depends on like how old you are as well with like Mexico, and how you behave and what you do as a tourist. So you have like, it's like Egypt and, as I say, like some parts of Africa and wherever. If you act in a certain way, you're more likely to be targeted than if you act in a different way. Like even in Greece, you definitely, you can see. I know even in London, to be fair, there's pickpockets and stuff in London. If you make yourself look like an idiot, really idiot tourist with your like stuff hanging out your pocket, you know, you're making yourself a really obvious target. Whereas if you're sensible, like if I was going to Brazil, having like a decoy phone and a decoy wallet is probably a good idea. Not putting stuff in back pockets, having zip up front pockets. If you're on a bus, always put your bag in front of you. I mean, I do that in London. Put your backpack in front of you. Put your hands through it when it's in front of you, and don't sit by a door. There's a whole load of things that you just, if you've ever lived in a city or near a city or have travelled a tiny bit, there's things that you did, like you just don't do because you're going to be... bad things can still happen, but, you know, there's a whole list of things that are good things to do. There you go. Wow. What an educational chapter. Put your watch on your ankle, you know, carry a rocket launcher, you know, the usual things. Matt Fox, my buddy used to choose holiday destinations based on how high they were in the Foreign Office don't go there list. I'm going for a dance in the Croatian minefield. Oh dear, my leg's blown off. They were also on a tourist trip to the city. They were thrown in a van at gunpoint. Maybe they accidentally signed up for the extreme tourist holiday. I mean, it'd be a holiday you wouldn't forget. Okay, let's keep the same car here. Got to change the race setting. Yeah. We already did it, but I've got brain damage. He booked a trip to Haiti. Oh dear. I don't think it doesn't sound very bright, if I'm honest. Sounds like he might be a bit of a dum-dum. It has something against a pretty pickpocket putting a hand in. Yeah, well, I mean, make sure if the pickpockets are really good looking, just make sure that your pockets have got a hole in them. And you're not wearing any underwear. That'll be a surprise for them. That'll teach them for trying to pick your pockets. Oh, here we go. This is good. This is good. Right, let's try that. Oh yeah, we can get more likes maybe. The view number's been going up and down depending on what we've been, if we're in a race or not. It's really weird. I always find it strange the number of people that watch a stream just because they're like, oh, what's going to happen in the race? That's the only reason they're watching. Will they win or not? I don't know. It's like, well, you could just load up AI and watch that if you want to. If that's what you want to find out. That's how addictive racing can be. I like to put landmines in my pockets. Unfortunately, it blows holes in your waist, but it teaches the pickpocket. Oh, we're good here. Let's give this a bash. Actually, let's change the time of day. This guy had... Oh, no, this one doesn't have lights on it. But... let's make it emotional early morning race. Sun comes up... Is this... What's the date today? July... It's like the 7th or 8th? Is it the 7th? It's the 8th, isn't it? It's the 8th today. So, 5 AM is... The sun's coming up about 5 AM at the moment. Have we had the summer solstice already? Hello, Coyote. Did I have the wrong year on it? Oh, yeah. Not that makes any difference. Oh, I see. That's handy, isn't it? Who would have thought about that? Now we know. Right. You're here for the roundness. Stream live AC server. Well, I might do some sim racing new. At the moment, there's what, 17 people registered for the Mazda MX-5 race. Race U is quite popular, you know, for player numbers. Seems to have more player numbers than the sim racing system. I think because they've kept it to simple content, which is a good idea. There we go, bit of twilight there. Oh, we do have headlights on this car. Oh, guy with the speed gun's too good. No, it's still very slippy. Maybe a little bit better though. Racing line's like proper dark. Nice with this light. Sunrise. I probably should have put the time a little bit slower so we can enjoy the sunrise for longer. Really nice lighting. Up. 360 no scope. Oh, look at the grass. They, I think they've improved the grass in this. It's like stinging nettles. I think they've added more variation to the grass since the last time we played this track. Yeah, it's still very slippy. Like, it doesn't have that immediacy to the, like, an immediate bite to it. Yeah, they definitely could do with more sheep in this. I think sheep, like alpacas and sheep, are not featured enough in driving sims. Like the only racing game with lots of sheep, like recently Forza Horizon 3, out, and Big Red Racing. Oh, come on. This car is laterally slides a ton. Very wish-washy, like the it doesn't have like a very rubbery spring to it. It's more like a washed out slide. Strange. Try this with the other car. What was my first sim? Nathan Explosion? Oh, don't know. Probably like Stunt Racer on the Atari ST, if you can call that a sim. Oh, I don't know why this is so slippy. Well, Mario Kart was, you know, just too good. ST, I don't know, probably Twinings. Sim City. Wasn't there? Well, I had what was it called? What was the theme park game? Roller Coaster Tycoon. Populous had on the Atari ST. That was good. Sim City was for IBM computers. Oh yeah, I had Midtown Madness. I think he just made enough money and he was like, well, I'm done now. I've made enough money, I'll have a break. Did you have SimCity? I never had it. I didn't know it came out on the Atari. The ST. I know it was on the Amiga, so I guess it makes sense that it was on the ST. Like a modern day Fatal Racing. Fatal Racing! That sounded like the Carmageddon 2 announcer. 3, 2, 1, go! SCI, if you want a voice actor for the next Carmageddon, I am here. I actually knew someone that worked for SCI. I don't know if they still do, but this is such a punishing track. Hello, Mr. Allwood. How's it going, man? Yeah. They got worse, didn't they? I don't think SCI really understood why Carmageddon 1 and Carmageddon 2 were fun, because they were kind of... The level design was a bit more focused, but they were also quite hands-off. They were very obvious what you needed to do. But there was a lot of freedom in the levels as well. Whereas I think the later ones tried to do too much. Maybe, I don't know. I think there's still room for like a new Carmageddon style game. You're not allowed to have driving into pedestrians anymore, apparently. I don't know why. It's weird how we drive. I guess it's a car licensing thing largely, but it's weird how we're driving games. How they, how that happened. Where it was like, oh, we can run over people, and then all of a sudden it was like, oh no, you can't do that. No pedestrians can be hit. It was around about the time of Midtown Madness. They were like, oh no. Now they have to jump out of the way. You can't do that. Car accidents are not funny, guys. It's probably because the number of people that have died in car accidents, and so the developers were like young, like Carmageddon 2 and what have you. The developers were probably quite young, so there was nobody on the development staff that had someone that they knew had died in a car accident. So what probably happened is that as the dev teams got bigger, the statistical probability of employing someone who had lost a family member in a car accident increased. And then they were like, oh, that's a bit insensitive. I think that's probably what happened. Ooh, we're sliding. Slip and dip. Yeah, well, it's because you're throwing Santa. You're not running over people. Oh my god. This car has lunatic handling. Well, you'd be surprised, Azaris. Every time I'm walking into town, I'm seeing a pedestrian that's been hit by a spring flying through the air. The number of cows on the main high street getting hit as well is ridiculous. That's why there's so many hamburger places in America. They have to do something with all the cows that get run over. Well, everyone knows it. The police, the police are allowed to shoot you in reality. But you're not allowed to shoot the police in virtual reality. That's how it works. Oh, we're in third place. Edward's ponying it here. I need a sandwich. I'm starving. 3 minutes. I'm just going to go and grab a sandwich, guys. Absolutely starving. Back in a second. We'll continue the question session. We have answered quite a few questions today. It's been emotional. Make yourselves a cup of tea. Hello. Hello, Dave. Cheese and pickle. 190 likes, thank you guys. Hello, Mr. Rhombus. You're my wife now, Dave. Oh, but I don't want to be. Come. You're my wife now. Can I use your toilet? I don't know what he's saying. I can't escape him. I'm scared. Hello, Dave. Hello, Dave. So stupid. I can't. We don't do them. Are you local? I've got some. I might have a burger later, actually. Tesco's are doing a special on burgers. Tesco burger special. I don't know the worst cup of tea. I'm not sure. Tea in polystyrene cups is always pretty bad. Nicely. Have to check that out. Aiden, where's it taken off from? They've been returning the helicopters from Afghanistan. Oh, East Midlands, nice. They're probably returning Chinooks. I think you can fit like 3 or 4 of them in a Antonov. They are pretty big. Sandwich is leaking. Are we going? Richard has not readied up. What? There it is. There's always someone that forgets to use the brake pedal on T1. You knew it was coming. Hello, Josh. How's it going, Mr. Josh Martin? Whoa! He's been flipped into the wall. I don't know what that was about. Matt Gooday's just lifted that car out of the way. I'm alright, thanks, yeah. Oh, we're back in 7th place. It's nice. Best sim in 2019. Ah. Oh no. Hang on. He's changed from 250 free spins to 18 plus adult video chat. Wrong place to spam. We're already doing adult video chat. Who got it? Sal with the kill. Good job. Oh, there he is. Car's a little bit rotating. Imagine doing that in real life, going through that corner, sudden right angle slide. You would be absolutely shitting yourself. $180 kilometers per hour, spontaneous 90-degree slide. You would not just casually drive it off. You'd absolutely be shitting biscuits. Best sandwich ingredients. I don't know. I have cheese and pickle sandwiches because I'm lazy. You get your bread, you put your cheese on it, put some pickle on it, and you've got yourself a nice sandwich. Girlfriend or DD wheel? DD girl. That's what you want. Combine the two. Oh yeah, crisp. Chip butty's probably the best sandwich. Can't go wrong with a chip butty. Oh Jesus, this car is a bit weird, I have to say. Drives well off-road though. Might go out and go to AC after this. Might try race you race maybe. Banana and mayo. What? That's not right. Banana and mayonnaise do not go together. You sick, sick person. That's just disgusting. Oh, come on. Well, there's no grip. It's so slippy. Ugh. Now you gotta live with it. Yeah, this car has weird handling. You were too early. It takes a long time to load the Antonov. Imagine filling an Antonov up with water, dropping that on someone. Yeah, I do steer with my pedals, but you know, when a car's a bit wanky, it's a bit wanky. Calling you a steer. This wibbly wobbledy car, yeah. It very much has Project Cars 2 flibbity flobbity handling, this one. It depends on the car, Vinicius. Wibbity wobbity. This section is mental with this vehicle. Oh. Oh. The front washes out massively, then comes back. Bloody hell. Shame they got rid of the tree on this corner. That was really nice. This is Virginia International Raceway. It's a really good track. Oh, is that a photographer taking a picture? That was cool. Yeah, this car just doesn't come across as being connected to the road. As Thomas Schmidt was saying, very hovercrafty. A hovercraft racing game would be really good. Like with big tracks with like rivers and stuff, and like like Big Red Racing. That'd be really good fun. Surprised no one's made a hovercraft racing game. Yeah, through like rainforests and tall grass and rivers. Like you could make that in Unreal Engine. It would be great. Yeah, I mean Jetboat Racing's mental though. It looks like something that's ridiculously hard in real life. Like the speed and the tightness of the corners. It's bonkers. I think you could make... I reckon a small developer could make a pretty compelling hovercraft racing game that was sort of semi-realistic, designed to be played with a gamepad maybe, but with just like nice levels, different hovercrafts that you can unlock and upgradable bits on them. Just a fun game, you know, a fun racing game. Maybe need about... You keep the levels simple and you take advantage of the the countryside stuff in Unreal Engine, because you know you can blag a lot of it with grass and stuff and trees. Don't have to do that much modelling. Oh, 6th place. Yeah, well this car's just a bit weird, I have to say. It's a bit of a weird one, that. Well, that's the thing with hovercraft. You don't really feel anything. You'd feel the torque of the... it'd be more like an aeroplane. Well done, Edward. Edward's mastered it. Wow, it'd be easier to produce levels. Yeah, hovercrafts are pretty awesome. They're quite expensive. You can buy like mini hovercrafts for like £15,000 though. I definitely want to do one of those. That's another one to add to the list. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, webcam chat in Russian this time. Oh God, I'm not. There's only 170 viewers. Why am I being spammed? This channel's not even worth spamming. What a waste of the bot. Oh, he arrow boyed it. What a waste of a bot. Oh man, I'm feeling exhausted. How long have we been streaming for? Only 4 hours. I'm absolutely knackered. I need a biscuit. Oh dear, we need to go to AC. Why am I so tired? How about flying a bit? Oh yeah, maybe. I want to do an AC race. Oh, you're right, Anna. My head's like spinning. Right, good driving, guys. Just had a sandwich. Right, I might do race you. Good job driving there, guys. Yeah, well that car was just... I think it was making me motion sick as well because it's all over the place. The GT4 cars weren't so bad. I do have the new. Yeah, I'm kind of hopeful for the update that's supposed to be coming out at the end of this month, where it should improve performance a lot, which will help. There is only one rally track in GT Sport, isn't there? Oh dear. Right. Shall I should probably do. I'll leave the stream running. I'll do a new thumbnail and then we'll just restart the stream. All right, Hejal. Oh, Thomas, I see a picture of the Go XLR. That looks really cool, actually. The mini one. That's good. What's it? What's at the bottom of it? Are they the mute buttons? Oh, because it's not motorized, is it? But to be fair, you don't really use them. I'm trying to think what. Yeah, the Go XLR Mini looks great. I think I might get one eventually. If I do a dual sim rig. Yeah, it's good. I think setting the. Do you want to see my EQ settings that I'm using? Are you using a mod mic? This might save you some time here. These are the EQ settings I've got on the mic. So with the mod mic, or if you've got a small lapel mic plugged into it, this would be different for a condenser mic. So you've got like a condenser mic, so you probably wouldn't want as much bass or treble. But I found these gate settings to be quite good. Quite a slow release on the gate and a quick attack. And these settings depend on your room noise and everything. Compressor is going to obviously depend on your mic as well. But yeah, I don't know if the routing is the same for yours as well, if you use a separate PC. Oh, you're using a 3.5. Okay, well those settings probably will be good then. Bass up high, mid low, and then treble up 1. And then it'll probably be too bassy, so just reduce the bass. That's what I find. For your girlfriend's voice, she'll probably want less bass on it, and probably just the treble and mid up a tiny bit, I'd have thought. But yeah, those are my settings. Right, let's make a new thumbnail quickly. I might get a breakfast bar. My brain's fried. This happens to me. My battery's run out. I'm like, You have VR 5D. Oh, we can keep the same thumbnail. I'll keep the same thumbnail and we'll just do a new title. Let's do that. Psilocybin. Create a new stream. Set a Corsa. Answering is a weird word. A-N-S. Have I spelled that correct? Answearing. It's really weird. It's almost like it's an old English word. Yeah, that's a very strange spelling, isn't it? English words do not make. There's clearly a language of made-up stuff. I mean, that's all languages, but. Hello, Android King Malaysia. How's it going, man? What's it like in Malaysia at the moment? I assume that's where you are. Right, there we go. That's all public. Blah 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 blah. Set a course. Right, there we go. So I can create a new. Here we go. I'm gonna disappear and come back. We're gonna go over to a set of Corsa. So thanks for watching this stream, guys. Appreciate you. I mean, loads of people donated, which is very generous. Really appreciate that. And thanks for racing with us in Ams2. It was quite good fun. I think the GT4 cars were much better than the other cars. The BMW was all right, actually. Adralius, yeah, I'm dyslexic as well. Dyslexics unite! And English is a second language, yeah. What's your first language? German's probably the best dyslexic language because it's all like very literal, and they just put word after word after word and make it into a compound word or whatever. Makes sense. Yeah, click the like button just before we go to the next one. But I'll see you guys in a minute. I'm just literally going to swap over. So thank you. See you in a bit. Goodbye.